Hi, my name is Mark Ainley from 𝗤𝗄𝗃 Realty and Development, a property manager, but also co-host of Chicago's #1 real estate investment podcast, Straight Up Chicago Investor. Check out on iTunes. But what I want to talk to you about today is the Chicago Heat Ordinance. Now, if you've been a landlord in Chicago, housing provider in Chicago, you should know about this. But if you don't, here's your awakening. Or if you're new to Chicago, you got to make sure you follow this. So City of Chicago on their website and below here, I've had a bunch of frequently asked questions, has an ordinance that sets the temperature between that you must have as a minimum temperature in your property in the morning and at night. So talking about the temperatures that you must have. So between 10:30 at night and 8:30 in the morning, your temperature in your building or your apartment or your condo cannot go below 66 degrees. The temperature between 8:30 in the morning and 10:30 at night cannot go below 68 degrees. And that is something that, people call 301 on you for. People can report you to the alderman, but it's just important to know whether you're on the north side, south side, west side, or the east side. This is an ordinance that you want to make sure you cover. And this even covers workspaces too. So maybe you have a mixed use and you have a workspace, live space. You got to make sure that you're meeting this as well too. It's different acceptable forms of heating. Space heaters does not constitute being a valid form of providing heat for your unit. So make sure that you are having this handy and you know what these are, because your tenant probably does know what it is. And if you're a tenant out there and you don't know what this is, you should know about this, because this is something that your landlord that you're paying for should have for you at a minimum requirement providing. Now, don't get me wrong. Heat's going to go out, furnace go out. The goal of that is to at least be trying to get out of preventive maintenance every fall, making sure that you don't have those breakdowns during the season. But it's going to happen. If you have enough properties, you do it long enough, you're going to have a breakdown during mid-season. Now, technically to the ordinance, you're out of compliance and you're in violation right there when that heat drops below 66 degrees at night. But if you're urgent, you get the issue fixed. And I think this is where your relationship with your tenant, the rapport with your tenant, the rapport with your building, the reputation you have with your building will go a long way. Communicating with when something's going to be repaired, how it's going to be repaired, and keeping that frequent conversation until it's actually repaired is super important in these scenarios. So heating ordinance exists to protect tenants, but also helps set up some guidelines for you to follow as a landlord. Now, for us as a property management company, we manage properties in Chicago and outside of Chicago. We actually follow the same ordinance for our suburb properties because it's a great best practice. I don't think as many things the city of Chicago does that is crazy. This is a fairly realistic one that we actually use in DuPage County and Kane County and other counties that we have around northwestern or northeastern Illinois. So if you have any questions on the ordinance, feel free to reach out to myself. I'd love to hear from you. If you have a property that you're sick and tired of managing, we'd love to discuss what handing over your property for us to handle for full service property management looks like. And we'll talk soon. Have a good day.